I put a coin box on the washer my sister-in-law uses. So my husband's sister moved in with us back in September. It was supposed to be temporary, like 2 months while she got back on her feet after her breakup. It's been almost 6 months now. I'm not gonna pretend I was thrilled about it, but I bit my tongue because she's family and I try to be a good person, I guess. Here's the thing though. My sister-in-law, let's call her Dana, does not work. She says she's figuring out her next move, which so far has meant sleeping until noon and watching those court shows on the couch. Fine, whatever. But the part that started getting to me was the laundry. Dana does laundry constantly, like an absurd amount. She'll wash 3 shirts, then 2 hours later wash 1 pair of jeans, then wash a single towel because she used it to wipe down the counter. We have a newer washer and dryer that we financed, and our electric and water bills basically doubled after she moved in. I'm not exaggerating. I pulled up the statements and compared them to last year. I brought it up to my husband first, honestly. I said, can you maybe talk to your sister about grouping her loads together? The bills are insane. He goes, she's going through a hard time, just let it go. So I let it go, for a while. Then last month I'm folding my daughter's clothes, and I notice half of them are stretched out and faded. Turns out Dana had been throwing her own stuff in with whatever was already in there, cranking everything to hot, and running the dryer on high. My kids' nice dresses, ruined. That was kind of the last straw for me. So I bought one of those coin-operated boxes, the kind they use at laundromats, and I had a guy from down the street install it right on our washer. $1.50 a load. I taped a little laminated sign next to it that said out of order for household members. Coin use only. Thank you. Which, yeah, was petty, but I was past caring. Dana finds it that afternoon. She comes storming into the kitchen holding the sign like it personally insulted her. She goes, are you serious right now? You're charging me to do laundry in my own brother's house? And I said, it's not free for anyone. I put quarters in too. Which was a lie, obviously. There's a bypass switch on the back I flip when she's not around. But she didn't know that. She lost it. She's telling me I'm cruel, I'm cheap, I'm making her feel like a stranger in her own family. I just kept folding towels and said the bills doubled, Dana. Something had to change. She storms off and calls my husband at work to tattle. He comes home that night ready to fight. He goes, a coin box? Really? You couldn't just talk to her? And I looked at him and said I did talk to her. I talked to you. Twice. You told me to let it go. He didn't really have an answer for that. Here's where it gets good. Dana, being Dana, refused to pay. She said she'd rather take her stuff to the laundromat than be extorted. So now she's hauling a garbage bag of clothes 6 blocks every couple days, feeding actual quarters into actual machines. And you know what happened? She started doing way less laundry. Suddenly 3 shirts could wait until she had a full load. Funny how that works when it's her quarters. Our water bill last cycle dropped almost back to normal. I showed my husband the statement and just kind of raised my eyebrows. He got real quiet. But Dana wasn't done. About 2 weeks in, she tries to get slick. I come downstairs one morning, and she's got her clothes in my washer, running, and she left 3 quarters sitting on top like she paid. Except I know for a fact I had the bypass off, so those machines don't take coins, they just eat them. She literally shoved 3 quarters into a slot that goes nowhere and walked away feeling smug. I let her keep doing that for a week. Every load, 3 quarters into the void. She thought she'd found a loophole, paying the minimum. Meanwhile, I'm collecting her quarters out of the little catch tray every night like it's my side hustle. Then she bragged about it. At Sunday dinner, in front of my husband and my in-laws, she goes, yeah, I just pay the machine now, it's fine, we worked it out. And I set down my fork and said, Dana, that slot isn't connected to anything. You've been feeding quarters into a dead box for a week. I've got like $9 of your money in a drawer upstairs. The whole table went silent. My mother-in-law actually laughed, which I did not expect. Dana turned the color of a tomato and said I set her up. I said, you set yourself up. I just didn't stop you. She moved out to our cousin's place that Friday. She still hasn't asked for her quarters back.